Hey everyone, I'm here with Jace. How you doing, Jace?
I'm good, thank you, Juna. How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. We did an interview about a year ago, and so it's nice that you reached out to me, and we can do another interview to see how you're doing. I got a bunch of questions. We'll do some interviews. I know you do KDP, and I'm gonna do a really cool thing at the end. You'll be the first to do this. I'm thinking about rapid fire questions. So for those of you that
Okay.
are watching, stay till the end to see these new rapid fire questions to get a lot more
All
tips and
right.
tricks. Yeah. You excited for that?
All right. I'm ready for it. Yeah,
Ready for
let's give it
anything,
a
right?
go. Why not? Yeah, yeah.
All right. So before the rapid fire questions, I have eight other questions. I'll start with the first one just to catch up. And the first question is this: it's been about a year since our last chat. What's changed for you in the KDP world?
Okay. So I think since our last talk, I took on some coaching. I got heavily into KDP. I
Mhm.
went with it with the idea of making a lot of money. And the reason I did that was because the guys I networked with a couple of KDP millionaires. I might have mentioned this in the last podcast. They were making loads of money on KDP, like hundreds of thousands of dollars profit in a month. So I networked with them, got coaching with them, and through their coaching, I managed to take a new account from zero to make $50,000 in December. That was last December. In that took about 12 months. So it's very very fast, very very intense types of books I was working on. So I had big plans to move that account up to six figures this December. So the first part of the year was doing really well, hitting around 10 to 15,000 a month. But then in June, my account got terminated. Long story short, I've had multiple accounts in the past. So Amazon finally caught up with me, terminated that account. That was a big blow. I lost about $40,000 with that termination. So I'm in a unique position now because as much as I love KDP and I actually really do love it, I mean, losing the money hurt. But what more hurt more, I think, was I had I was building like a skill set, a really good skill set in creating and publishing books, and I had a mission in there, and I had a good workflow, and I was getting really good at creating books. Every single one of my book was selling, and within days, and making a lot of money each book's like. Some books are making $12,000 in profit a month. One of them made $8,000 in profit a month, and then you had all the other books making about $5,000 to profit each. So there's a lot of I had a lot of skill set, and I could see that it was working because money's the scorecard, right? So that's what hurt more, the fact that I can't do that. So I'm in a unique position now because I can't do it. So I'm helping others do it. And the way that I'm helping others is I'm helping beginners in KDP make money. And the way I'm making sure the advice I give them is valid is I've partnered with a friend who's got an account that I don't touch because I don't want to touch it just in case that gets terminated as well. And I'm basically using it as a test account. So we test different strategies that would work at the beginner level because I don't want to put too much money into that account just in case, just at the beginning level to see like what actually works in KDP in this market right now for someone at a beginner level that maybe hasn't got a lot of money to spend on ads, hasn't got a lot of time, and they just want to try and make some money. And that account's doing well now. We've got one book selling all right there. It's making about $150 to $200 profit a month. That's just one
Wow.
book, just with testing different strategies that I've taken from the higher skill set and I'm applying it to a beginner level. So that's got good plans for that account. I'm going to grow that account and then I'm documenting everything on my Instagram. That's what I'm doing. So that's where I'm at now, Juna. Since I think the last time we spoke, that's where I'm at now.
Cool. Wow. Thanks for the update. I forgot to mention for the people, I just went straight into KDP, but I forgot to mention what KDP stands for. I'm
Yeah.
so KDP is Kindle Direct Publishing for those that don't know, right? And that's Amazon's print-on-demand version of creating books, right? Is that kind of a good way to say it, or how else would you say what KDP is?
Yeah. So KDP, yeah. Kindle Direct Publishing.
Uh-huh.
So is a lot of your audience kind of like merch by Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
Etsy, that
Yep.
sort of thing? Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So print is it's basically like print on demand as well. Whereas with say merch by Amazon, you get a t-shirt design, put it on a t-shirt that sells. Amazon takes care of the rest. The same thing with KDP. you create a book. You create the interior of the book, typically about 109 pages. A book's normally about 6 by 9. That's the most popular size. You create a cover, the cover and the back cover, and then you use those to upload to Amazon. And then when that sells, it's the same thing. Amazon take care of the rest, and you collect royalties. So it's pretty much the same sort of model as merch by Amazon.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, and that's why I really wanted to have you. I forgot to mention that in the beginning is people are looking for different ways to make money during this year, especially in Q4. And I would suspect that in Q4, just like Amazon, KDP and the book selling on Amazon probably takes off too, right? Then and there are a lot more sales in
Yeah, absolutely.
Q4. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I did. I think before December last year, my highest month was like
Wow.
$2,000 profit, $2,000 profit on about a $10,000 in royalties, $2,000 about October last year, and then in December it did a 10x. So
Wow.
did the 50,000 and $21,000 profit on books. So
Wow.
there's a massive spike in December, and that all happened within about 12 days of December. Just massive
Yeah.
spike. So yeah, it's a
Yeah. Yeah.
good time to
Christmas.
be alive in Amazon. If you're attached to Amazon or Etsy as well,
Yeah.
good time
Good
like
times. Huh?
coming up in December.
All
Yeah.
right, now we're all caught up. What KDP is, what you've been doing. My second question for you is: my audience mostly does T-shirts and POD. How would you compare KDP to Merch by Amazon or Etsy print on demand? You kind of got into it, but is there other comparisons?
Yeah, I would say you see how on merch by Amazon you determine like you see a t-shirt with
Mhm.
a good quote and a good design and it sells well, right? With KDP, very similar. You see a book, it's got a good title, it's got good cover, then it sells well. And I think that's why I did quite well on KDP so quickly because I was familiar with the way customers look at a t-shirt,
Mhm.
the quote and the design, and I just applied that to KDP because what sells a book is the cover. Like you could pretty much have the interiors the interior keeps the book going, sustainable sales, and you'll collect reviews over time. But initially, the sales come from the cover and the title. And what's quite interesting is my coaches told me this as well. They got a lot of experience, a lot of money KDP, and I've looked it up as well. And from my own experience, most people don't even read the book, the interior. They might do the first chapter, the first 10%, and that's it. They won't even read the rest of the book. And I know this to be true as well because I've had a massive library collection, like about 1,000 books, and most of them I never even read. I'll just buy them because I like the idea, the title, the cover, and maybe I've seen someone promoting it and I wanted to read a book. I buy it, it end up on my bookshelf. I wouldn't actually read it. So when you think about that in KDP and you think it's just the title and the cover, you really need to nail. Obviously, there's like the niche and that you need to get that right. But it's the title and the cover you need to sell. If you're good at design, you can absolutely smash KDP. And it's the same thing with merch by Amazon. Once you create a t-shirt and that can consistently sell over a period of time, same with KDP. You create a book, that's like your digital asset, and that will continue selling over time. I think KDP's got its advantages over merch by Amazon and Etsy. I've been in all three of them, by the way. I'm still in merch by Amazon, and I would say KDP's got some advantages more so than the other platforms because with KDP a book, it's harder to copy like
Mhm.
quickly. Like with
Mhm.
merch by Amazon, see a good t-shirt design, as you know, especially with AI now. With I could create like 10 designs similar, have them uploaded like within like 30 minutes. Okay, that's me flooding them, and I could do so if I could flood the whole sub niche or whatever niche you're in with as many as I want. With KDP, obviously you can't just create a book that quickly, and a lot of people can't create it as quick as others. It might take them a long time, especially if you've got quite a good book with a solid it's got solid reviews and it's got a lot to it. You've got not only the book, you've got a well written description, you've got A+ content, which is kind of like promotional stuff underneath the book. You've got editorial reviews, you've got video reviews, then you've got actual reviews. You've got a lot of layers before someone could just come and take the market off you. So that protects you a little bit. I think that's advantage of KDP over the other platforms. Also, the returns. Like in December, last December, I'll just talk December because that's when you make the most sales of everything. Merch by Amazon, I sold around 3,500 t-shirts, and I had 400 returns on those t-shirts.
Mm.
KDP, I sold 10,000 books and I had 0 returns. I've
Wow.
never ever had a book returned. It's like, who returns a book? Like, who's going to go through the trouble of buying a $10 book, $15 book, packaging it all up to send it back? No one does that. Like, I've never ever had a single KDP book return. So that's the advantages. But obviously, there's disadvantages. It takes longer to create a book than t-shirts. I'm still doing merch by Amazon now. I spend about 30, 40 minutes a day on merch by Amazon, and I upload like 10 unique designs, like really good designs. And that's how long it takes me to upload keywords and run ads on it, like 30 minutes. Whereas a book, sometimes although I can do a book in like 2 hours, like a decent book. Some of my books took weeks. Well, one of my books took like a month. So it takes a lot longer than merch by Amazon.
Yeah, good points. Thanks for sharing that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
Like
no.
those are some really good benefits for KDP. Like, and they, copycats can't see inside of your book either. So there's no way for them to kind of even copy. They don't know what's inside. It's kind of hidden. So they could do their best at copying the front or whatever, or the back.
Yeah,
But
that's it exactly. They
you
can
know,
see the read sample, or
yeah,
they might get your book. Like if your book's selling
yeah,
really well,
yeah.
they might actually buy it so they can look through it and then try and do a better version.
And then you get
I
a
mean, I've
sale.
done that. But yeah, then I get one sale.
That's awesome. Cool, man. Thanks for explaining those differences. Yeah, KDP sounds really cool. Question number 3: what types of books are working best for you right now in 2025? What are you seeing?
Okay, so this is an interesting question, Juna, because the first half of 2025, I was with my, the account I was making
Hmm.
a lot of money.
Hmm.
But now from June up to this point, I'm with the account that we're just testing for beginners. So I'll tell you about the account I was making a lot of money first. The books that were working really well for those ones was I was going after the best sellers in pretty much any niche. So it was high content books with very, very good cover and titles, and with in a very, very good niche. Like that's the way I was doing it with that. And the idea was I had like a lot of ad spend to put behind it to get in front of people to try and take some of the sales from the best sellers. Now I'm working with account a kind of just call it beginner level. Just say I'm in a beginner KDP level now. Best books that I'm finding are working are like workbooks and like low content activity books. And the
Hmm.
reason that is because they're lower risk to create, like in terms of time. I create them quite quickly using AI and my own skills on Canva. And because they're lower risk like that, easier to create, I can do more of them. I can test out markets at a lower level because I'm not using the same ad spend I was using before. So I can kind of pick the low hanging fruit in a niche. But it's the same sort of thing, like I was saying with merch by Amazon. The title's got to be really good. As long as you've got a good title, you've got a fair chance of selling. It's got to be familiar to what the other sellers, the books that are selling, are doing in the niche. So you just take the keywords that are selling from them, just like with merch by Amazon, where you got a quote like I don't know, the best. I love what is it? all I love is cats and mango or
Yep,
something
yep,
like
yep, yep.
that.
I've heard
Yeah,
that.
yeah, those types of quote, and then you change it to just a girl that loves cats and mango. You change just a girl that loves cats and drawing or something like that. You might do a little tweak in the title, so it's very familiar to people that know just a girl that loves cats. And then you got this thing, be like okay, and then you might take a little bit to market there. Do the same with books as well, and then the cover's like, but every single book that sells has to have a good cover, like I said. And the main job of the cover is to show the title very, very well. So it's down to the typography. That's what
Hmm.
it's really down to. So it's got to be clear on the cover at thumbnail view, just like with a t-shirt. And just like with a t-shirt, the typography is really good and it suits the customer. As you know, being a merch by Amazon so long yourself as well, specific typography is relevant to specific customers.
True.
Same thing with a book. Think of the customer, have a typography that suits, and a cover that shows that typography really well. And you put all those together, and you've got books that sell right now. And that's what I'm doing right now. That's making sales.
Wow, good tips, man. So many good tips on that, and design tips on how to lay it out and fonts and all of that. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
now that we know like those kinds of tips, I want to go into kind of niche specific. So my next question is, how do you find and validate a niche before investing time into making a book? How do you know where to go in that case?
That's a good question, because niche is the most important thing. If you think niche is a standalone thing, you got to get the niche right on KDP, like all the other print on demands as well. Got to get the niche right. That's the main thing. So the way I look at niches is first the demands. Obviously, there's got to be demand in the niche. There's got to be books that are already selling in that niche in order for us to take some of the market share. If there's no sales in the niche, then what's the point, right? And then what's next important is how you position yourself in the niche. Now, what I always look at is there's 3 P's: pain, passion, profession. I've added another P: partner. So if we look at each of those P's, just say pain, for example. If you're solving someone's pain, okay, if there's a niche where there's people selling books solving someone's pain, and you know something about that pain, either you've had personal experience with it or you know about it a little bit, gives you an unfair advantage on other sellers. Just say, for example, you've had back pain, sciatica nerve pain or something, and you've got through it, and then you're looking for niches, and you see that there's a book selling in sciatica pain, and there is, by the way, and it's selling really well. Then you can think back, because a lot of people do not, like, you've gone through the process of this getting through your pain, but you kind of, like, because it was a while ago or whatever, you don't really think that you've got any knowledge to share. So a lot of the time it just means like taking a bit of time to break down exactly what you did, breaking that all down into as much information as possible, putting that into ChatGPT and asking ChatGPT to put that in some sort of framework you can use for a book. And then now you've got a book that solves sciatica back pain. You've got the whole interior. It's valuable for someone that's having sciatica back pain. You just make it very clear on the title, very clear on the cover. And then the advantage of these types of niches is you can price them very high, because people pay a lot of money to solve their pain, right? And that sciatica back pain book I just mentioned, that's selling at $19.99, like nearly $20 for a book. So that guy's making like $10 royalties per sale. Now that's just one book, and he might only be selling 1 or 2 times a week. But now you've got, just say that is your thing now. You've got your sciatica back pain framework. You know how to do it. You can move that now